JPL back after a long time. We had to come back because this year FPL has been crazy. It's been a crazy ride. The templates have completely blown off. Then we have seen the potential captains not performing at all. And then there have been many cartels coming out recently. So we felt, yeah, this is the time where let's make life simpler for all the FPL players and whosoever is playing JPL and TVT. So to make it a bit simpler for our followers, for our viewers and subscribers, we have brought in two special guests tonight. These two have started off the 2024-25 season on a very high note, and they've been performing really well. When I say really well, so it is kind of flawless basically, because they've played eight and they've won eight. So I would like to welcome Gautam and Shivam from Super Saiyan teams, and to join me in, we have Sushank as well, who is also a league leader. So we have a plethora of league leaders here, except me, who is struggling. So it is kind of a podcast for me, basically. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Pleasure
Thank
to
you.
be here, Shaswala.
So, Gautam, how TVT has been so far?
It's been a ride, and we've been very lucky to be at the positive end of this ride. Because I know teams are, when I see the table, I know teams are really struggling to get points. And we think we are very lucky that we have gone like 8 out of 8.
So, when we talk about luck, does it play a part when it comes to FPL, when it comes to making team? Because majority of the players have gone with template teams. They have gone with a fixture tight basically. And apart from that, there have been certain things like if I talk about Haaland specifically. So you believe that Haaland is going to score against certain small teams, but then it has been a disappointment. So captaincy pick has been a major talk of the town. So how you guys basically deal with these things and how you overcome these things? Because when I see the table, it's rocking for you guys.
Yeah, I think when we look at the table, it seems we are like at the top. But in terms of in the captaincy aspect, we try to look into the data that's there, and we see that Haaland is at the top at all times. So we are those kind of managers who stick to data mostly, both of us. But we do watch matches quite a bit. So we try to mix it up, and we also trust our eye when we watch them play. And we think, I don't know about Shivam, but I think Haaland is very important for the season, and we made him the captain at all times.
Right. Sushant, what?
Shivam?
That's a good reveal for future players or future opponents.
Yeah, I mean, you can go through there are so many data crunchers, as they call themselves on Twitter. It's very easy to just, but there are like a few of them that I follow. And I kind of do look at the betting markets that are taking place, and then I kind of make my decisions based on them. So
Nice.
there's one
Okay.
Twitter handle called Rob T FPL who crunches all the betting market data. So he is like so he predicts that Manchester City will score around 3 goals this on the next match against Southampton. So that kind of has pushed me into making the decision that I should make Haaland the triple captain.
Okay.
Basically, you look after the score line and then try to predict who's going to score more amount of goal or who would be contributing the most amount of points, and then go accordingly.
Yeah, because he publishes two kinds of data. One is the team data, and the other one is the player data. So I try to look at both and then take a call.
Okay.
Great. That's a nice insight to have. And as we're talking about teams, let's dive into teams. So let's start with Gautam first. In game week 8, Gautam scored 41 points. Gautam, you have played your wild card in game week 6.
Yeah.
And then you saved a transfer. You made two transfers in game week 8. And would like to hear from you the overview of your team. Like what was going through your mind when you made this team and about future game weeks?
When I used my wild card in game week 6, I kind of wanted to go for Pickford because that is purely based on my eye test. Because I knew he was making a lot of saves, and he's that kind of a keeper that takes like around 6 to 7 game weeks to start making saves and getting points. So even though the data didn't really back him up, I went with Pickford. And and the game week that I picked him, he also made a penalty save, I guess. That was really lucky for me, and it really worked out. But the rest of the players didn't really work out as such, and all of them flopped because I should have picked Palmer, and that was one of my biggest mistakes, I believe, that I didn't pick Palmer and I went against him, which is why I'm so tempted to get him this week, even though on a negative hit.
Okay.
You already got him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Nice site about Everton, because last year I remember at the start of last year, most of the FPL community was start going with Pickford, and he flopped in the initial 7 8 game weeks, and at the end of the season he scored the maximum number of points in terms of goalkeeper. And
Yeah.
I think with Everton, the Sean Dyche factor plays a major role as well in terms of keeping clean sheet.
But I think also Pickford goes under the radar a lot. In a sense, we look at keepers from top teams like Arsenal and Manchester City, and then you see that their keepers average around 140 points
Mhm.
every season, and then you have Pickford who constantly averages around the same. So, and I don't like to waste my transfers on the keeper, so I think Pickford is going to be a season hold for me,
Great.
or
Plus,
at
it
least
saves you a million in the bank as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It saves money. He makes a lot of saves also, even though
So
sometimes it's like forced. So he like puts himself in such a place that he has to make the saves. So that's the frustrating bit about Pickford.
I guess we all have one or two players like that. But when looking at your team, Gautam, if you look at the 11, it looks great. It has player from Arsenal, it has player from Liverpool, it has player from City. Now, I can see Trent and Gabriel over there, and they
Yeah,
both face each other in game week 9.
yeah,
And there is no Mo Salah,
yeah, yeah,
which is again blessing in disguise. And you said you want to bring Palmer in. So,
yeah.
what are the thoughts going on in your mind now for game week 9?
Uh, so as I said that I look into the betting markets, and the betting markets really put Palmer very high on that list that he's going to score
Mhm.
big this same week. So I've transferred him in, and I've removed Diaz. Unfortunately, Diaz was also one of my other mistakes that I made on my game week 6 wildcard. That guy has completely let me down, even though I've kept him for 3 weeks. And I really expected him to start last game week, and I don't know why Gakpo
Yeah.
started. And
Yeah.
it's becoming very unpredictable to that extent that I can't take it anymore. That I can't live with that aspect anymore. That I don't know whether Diaz starts or not. So I've said my goodbye to Diaz, and now I have Palmer. I've removed Trent also from my team because I had
Mhm.
to. Somebody had to
For
be
the
the
points purpose. Yeah.
yeah, somebody had to be the cash cow, and I wanted to keep Trent, but I can't keep him because I need the money, and so he's also gone. I've gotten Dean for
Ah,
Trent.
okay. Oh, Luka Dean,
Yeah, look at
Aston
him.
Villa.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a good. So the changes we are going to see is Luka Dean replaces Trent in the defense, and you have Palmer. I think
yeah,
that's a good attack to have. Like you have Son, Palmer, Mbiomo, who is the penalty taker. Rogers is scoring good points in the
yeah,
last few fixtures.
yeah,
Halan, Solanke is the main man for like you have Son and Solanke, so the goals are going to get shared over there. And you have Wood, who is surprisingly scoring or assisting in every fixture,
yeah.
Right.
which is a good pick. Yeah.
He's on another level right now, and I think it also comes from the fact that the manager backs him really a lot, and the team is
Yeah.
entirely set up around him, where everyone tries to get him at the end of the ball. No matter how, in what sense, they just put the ball into the box, and they just trust Wood will be there, and he's like delivered.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, Nottingham Forest they are really playing a good counter football. I mean, they have after Liverpool, Nottingham Forest is the team who has conceded the least amount of goals,
Yeah,
and they score one or two goals, but Wood is always there. So it looks like a good pick and a good team. Also, I think this is your first negative hit of the season
yeah,
because
because I can't take it anymore with Diaz. I just had enough.
yeah,
Yeah,
great. That looks a good team, Gautam.
Right.
Let's move to Shivam's team now, who played wildcard in game week 8, wouldn't say that this was one of the best wildcards. So, Shivam, would like to hear from your side. What are the plans now?
So I thought that when I avoided wildcard six, much like many other players, I thought I had avoided a disaster. Little did I know that wildcard eight will be my writing on the wall that this is what I'll have to go through. But there is nothing concerning as to me. Five red
Yeah,
cards in a week is not. It cannot be predicted. And
yeah,
My style of play is very different from how Gotham plays. He looks at the betting markets and everything, and what next week has to bring in. But my style of play is like I want blue guys for the next 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And the team that I had built up, I am very, very comfortable with it. Triple Arsenal, which is like with double defense, two Manchester City players, attack and defense, two attacking Spurs players, which are firing Spurs, have very good XG accumulated every game. Raul, who performed again for me this week. Um, this particular team, I have Davis as my third defender. But like in my because so I know for TVT and for FPL to maintain two different teams, it is a little bit dicey and difficult because I have 0.01 less in my TVT team, which is why I have two 4 million defenders and Davis. But in my uh, the other FPL team, the main FPL team, I have zero point 0.1 more, which is why I'm able to afford two 4.3s, which is why I could play Mikolenko and get points from there as well. Uh, but anyway, this is if PVT requires this, we do this. And Bumo, Johnson, Palmer in midfield. I think my team is. I built my team so that it lasts for at least 7 8 weeks and doesn't crumble easily. So I knew that if it could happen for game week six wildcarders, it could happen for me as well. That it is a disaster week. So while wildcarding, I had made up my mind that if the decisions, the outcomes go wrong, it should not matter because the decisions have been good.
yeah. Because you have kept an horizon of roughly around 4 to 6 game weeks while making a team. So as it is, the
Yeah,
points get
more.
averaged out. Yeah.
Yeah, more. I the only regret that I have that I don't own is strength. Apart from that, I'm very well settled and I have a plan in place to bring him in after 4 to 5 weeks. So no doubt.
So does that mean Shivam, you have banked a transfer this game week?
Yes, yes, definitely. If
Uh,
unless and until I hear that Saka is 100% not playing, which I'm sure I'm not
yeah.
going to hear, I am rolling.
Yeah, but again, the Saka price range gives you multiple good options because there are various good options available over there. So I think making a transfer should not be that much of a challenge because the price range is
It
nicely placed over there,
it is not a
just in case if
challenge.
Saka
It
doesn't
is
play.
Yes, it is not a challenge, but like Saka has rewarded me very well this season. I see absolutely no reason to pull him out and then put him back in because his fixtures are going to turn very good in next three after 3 weeks. So no
After 3 weeks.
point in taking out a penalty taker and taking many risks. I think uh, this one of the reasons why I think our team in TVT is doing very well is because Gotham and I think very differently. uh, his style of playing and my style of playing being very different enables us to get a wide variety of players. And inevitably, when we are catching 3 to 4 hauls every week, everything has been going
Yeah.
well. This week for me was a disaster, but overall, if good decisions are being made, I don't mind.
I completely agree with you, Shivam. Between the two of you, the side looks very much balanced because you guys have distributed assets. Like you both have Solanke. Gautam has gone for Sun. You have gone for Johnson. You already have Palmer in your team. So I can see there are little bit differences here and there. You have got Pickford. You have double Arsenal difference in your armory. So I think
Mhm.
between two of you, most number of players are covered nicely, and that is one of the
Yes.
reason probably you are topping the league.
Yeah. I think him getting Palmer should be more concerning for us because the structure of the team now is more aligned than it was. But of course, Palmer is an inevitable, and it is still a good pick. So no doubt.
So this one is for both of you, Gautam and Shivam. Anyone can answer. Uh, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, they are playing in Champions League. So the main players would be playing inside out every game week, say every 3 or 4 days. Chelsea is playing in the Conference League, and we have seen Palmer is rested in those matches. Does that play a key role in making decisions as well?
It did. It
Norton,
did.
you would like?
It did
Go
for
ahead.
me
Go ahead.
because I knew that Palmer is going to be well. He's not going to play, so I know he's in full shape to play against Newcastle. And I have a feeling, and I trust my feeling in that sense that I know that he's going to haul this game week, and he's going to haul big because he's at home, and he does well at home always.
So that brings me
And
to my next question. Does that tempt you to make him the captain? Because if you have, I know you don't want to take a risk against Haaland.
It's stupid to take a risk against Haaland when he has his best fixture, I believe. And the way he's scoring goals left, right, and center, and we saw him score yesterday with that back heel that was simply like not not worthy of a goal, but it is a goal, so I don't know. So I don't want to take a risk against Haaland because I know he can score like 4 goals or 5 goals every week, every game week.
We just need to
as
share this
cap,
with Yashasva because every time he captains Haaland, he blanks.
No,
That's the thing with me and Shivam, that we believe that whenever we have a player together
Yeah,
on the same team, he's going to blank. His game is over.
yeah.
When we both have the
Yeah.
same player, and we believe, as we like to say it, it's called Prakop, and it's game over, I believe.
if we are not getting points, we don't want anybody else to also get.
so going by that ideology, would Palmer blank? Because if you both are bringing in Palmer, so ideally he should be blanking this week.
Could
It's a
be.
legit guess.
Yeah, that's that's a legit guess.
But question my mind, considering the way you guys said that you both think differently. So how do you come to a conclusion while making a team or while finalizing certain players? Because it's a very important thing to be on the same page when it comes to TVT.
I think for both of us, we kind of do understand that some players are important, but we also allow, Shivam allows me and I allow him to like maneuver with certain players. We know that it's good to take a risk, and then we just talk to each other about whether that player is worth it or not. And we are on the same page on most things, but when it comes to certain players, like Pickford, he didn't have a say on that. I took Pickford because I watched him. So same goes with him, and I believe, Shivam, what's your player's name? Minte, because he really liked Minte, and he kept Minte in his team, and
Yeah.
so I,
Yeah,
The winger from Brighton. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
I also had João Pedro, and he didn't have João Pedro, so we kind
No,
of
the
do.
I for
Sorry,
When we both had Jao Pedro, he was a down and out.
yeah,
no,
We
the
are
eye
really
for Dini
warning
is
you guys.
definitely there. Yeah, because you had Wood, and we did not speak about Jimenez in Shivam's team because last year there was Muniz who was playing fixtures inside out. This year Jimenez looks like a Wolves player off the back, and he's playing great. He's there, and I think Pereira missed penalty, so ideally Jimenez should be on penalties going forward as well. But still, he's scoring goals. Similarly, like Wood, he's scoring goals and assisting. And Marco Silva being the manager, so we can expect positive returns over there. So that's a nice choice. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of a very descriptive team description and the analysis that goes behind it. For our viewers, game week 9 is almost upon us. So before we move to how TVT is a competition, we wanted to know what exactly kind of players you are looking for apart from Palmer basically. What all players would you suggest for this particular game week? Like three or four would do, or probably like any random players.
I would suggest, like I got myself Dean because when I was looking at the numbers, I kind of was like very surprised to see that Aston Villa are really good defense. It's just that they've conceded like the chance. They've had the lowest conceded chances
Mhm.
after Liverpool, and it's just that they have to block these one or two chances that come up. And I think the defense is really good. And Dean, I know he's been on troll in the past, but I believe that Unai Emery really trusts him because I know that Matson also played in the Champions League. So there is a good
Yeah.
chance that Dean will start. And Dean likes to attack, and he often plays very attacking. And he's now playing very attacking in this Unai Emery's team.
Hmm.
So I think he's a good choice. There's the obvious choice of Ryan at Nuri. He's also playing very attacking. And we've
Yeah.
seen him score against Brentford also, score an assist against Brentford, I believe. It's just that I don't know what to expect from Wolves as a team as such, because I know people are pushing the narrative that they had very hard fixtures and they were good in those fixtures, but I want to see more from the team to even make a informed call whether I should take him into my team or not. So I'm not very keen on that idea, but I can understand if people want to take a risk on him for the longer run because his fixtures are really good until Christmas.
Okay. And what about you, Shivam? Shivam, are you there?
Uh,
Okay. So potentially he has picked up two players,
yeah,
Visa and
Bisa and Garnacho. Yeah.
But this game week he has also banked a transfer, so
Yeah,
he has not made those transfers. Just suggestions from his side. Yeah.
yeah, but I think if I think we had this conversation also where he said that if Saka is not going to play, he might go into either Son or Garnacho just for like a couple of game weeks.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask this question because you are a Manchester United fan and there is picture swing for United coming up. So going by that and going by the reputation of United, do you feel that there are certain players of United people should look up to?
I don't feel correct in my stomach to say anything about the players. I don't want to be at the wrong end of it.
Hmm.
Uh, But if I had to take a punt, I would say I know people like Dallo really a lot in the sense that he's attacking and he puts in a lot of crosses. Then I would go for Dallo, obviously in defense, and I wouldn't go for Mazurai because as far as I've seen, he's very defensive because he's always he stays back really a lot because he has to help out the defense. Then I think in set pieces, Dilit is really attacking. It's surprising that he hasn't. I think he scored only one goal as of yet, but I think going by his data, he should have scored more.
Okay.
And there's obviously Garnacho. I don't think, in a sense that eh, I don't know. It's very difficult to call or to say anything about the team as such because it's very difficult to predict who plays when.
Hmm. Right. So
That
Shivam,
was
what?
going to be my next
But if
question.
every
Is Garnacho going guaranteed at least 75 minutes, 75 plus minutes every game?
I think Nacho is going to be the star in the next few weeks for Manchester United. The signs are already there. He had like 8 shots, of which 5 were on target.
Hmm.
Ten Hag is finally playing to his strengths. He's starting every game 90 minutes. I think more than 75 minutes should be expected out of him every game. And I think he does not need to have extremely high XG chances to be scoring, as we've already seen.
Yeah.
I think Garnacho is going to be a very good pick. If Johnson does not work out for me, I have my eyes on Garnacho.
Okay. And what about Visa?
I think
Considering
Visa has just I think Visa has just come back, so the expected minutes are a little bit dicey. But apart from that, he has the capability, he has the potential, he has the fixtures. It
Mhm.
would not be wrong. I would not stop anybody from punting on him. But if your playing style is a little bit more safe, maybe wait a game or two more.
Okay.
Yeah, with even Tony's transfer in the transfer window, I think Visa's minute have locked in plus MBMO plays in the midfield. The supply is always there, and Visa ends up scoring the goal or assisting. So most of the points
Yeah,
come
yeah.
this way. So that's a good choice. Yeah.
Brentford is always only creating big chances. No, they don't like small
Yeah.
chances.
Yeah.
So they're right there on the plate
Yeah.
for him to take it.
Yeah. So Sushant, my question to you: what about you? Who would be your potential transfer be for this game week?
For me, see, in my team, I already have Salah, I have Palmer, I have Haaland,
Hmm.
and the squad has always been there. So I'm planning, and plus I have to save transfers with me as well. So I have three transfers in my bank.
Nice.
Uh, I'm just I'm just waiting for this injury report to come out. Potentially, I am looking to bring in Chelsea asset, but I already have Palmer. I was looking at Johnson, but I'm still not sure. So, as Shivam said, I want to make a transfer and then hold it for as long as possible because this year's this five transfer save rule. I just want to hold this transfer as much as possible until the free hit comes, so that the free hit chips becomes an additional bonus to me post game week 30. So until and unless it's possible, I don't want to use a transfer. The team looks good, although my defense is a bit shaky. So I might go for a defender here and there, but nothing sure yet. Because most of the time, if you keep a player, you need to back him for 3, 4, 5 game weeks, and then
Right.
he scores good for you. Yeah.
How many
Nice.
max have you piled the free transfers yet in this season?
Sorry, Shivam.
How
So
many transfers have you been able to pile up so far in this season? How many max?
Three transfers.
Oh, really? I have
nice.
Yeah,
been,
and even
my bench is not allowing me to do so. I would also like to do so. But
yeah,
good
that's the
approach.
problem. That's the bench is the problem because I am normally I'm usually going with 13 players. Like goalkeeper, everyone has gone with a 4 million goalkeeper, and no 4 million goalkeeper has started this season. So just let's keep that to 14. I had 14 starting players, but then one of them got injured. So now I have 13 players who are starting every match, every game week. But let's see, it's very dicey because eventually, if you make a big transfer and if you don't captain him, then there is no use, as per me, of getting that player in your squad. So I'm thinking Palmer really helped me the game where Haaland blanked and Palmer scored 25 points. He was the captain for me and my partner, and that's where we won the game week by a margin of 150 points, and that gave us a bonus point. So that
Wow.
the game week really helped us out.
Wow.
Good, sir.
Great. Now, the most important thing, Gautam and Shivam. This is your for us. This is our fourth season, but this is your first season playing in TVT. So, how do you think of TVT as a competition and as a format?
Like I mentioned that having a different team for TVT is not easy to manage.
Yeah.
I had Nkunku was dropping in price, so I remembered to take him out before the price drop in the main team and forgot to take him out in the TVT team. Now I have point one less in a lot to manage. So it is an experience for me. It is the first season for me here. I think as long as I am able to keep my team 95% of it same, I think I would not run into troubles. But I should really manage my transfers simultaneously.
Yeah, I think it's too much fun because for me, if I maintain two separate teams, I kind of enjoy the thrill of it, that I have to maintain two different teams. And I mean, as a competition, it's obviously very unique and it's a first season. So we're still getting used to it because it's still very early. And I hope by the end of this season, we will win something because I've heard so many good stories about it. And I really want to shout out to the community there of TVT who are really good. And it's very good to be a part of such a community who's very well informed and about like football as such. So we both are really excited, and we know that it's very difficult to get into this competition as such because it's only buy and bite and only when a place opens up. So we are we also consider ourselves very lucky in that aspect to be playing this competition this season.
Definitely, yeah.
Thanks, Gautam. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Shivam.
Yeah, I was just resonating the thought. I agree with.
No, thanks, Gautam and Shivam, for your kind words. You guys are doing exceedingly well. Being the first season, you're already leading the table. The tables can change probably in a single game week because the point difference is not that high. So we are extremely happy to have you guys on board. And TVT has been our baby. Like yes, JPL. When we started JPL, the initial plan was to have people from all favorite like FPL community, not just Liverpool fans or Manchester United fans, like good football fans under one single community. And then we wanted to have a small joint family of TVT members, which was a different kind of league. People who really enjoy FPL, TVT was for them. And that's how we introduced the format. We are planning to make a video of how TVT works and how the chips works and everything. So for the first timers who probably missed out the initial GMeet call, or people who still have any doubts, they can probably refer to that videos as well. But we are extremely glad to have you on board, and probably looking forward to have much more conversations on this podcast with you both.
Yeah, we are also very glad to be here and be having this conversation. We are also looking forward to the weeks to come. Hopefully, the good times keep rolling, and even if they don't, I hope other members of the TVT WhatsApp group don't send us the Haaland's stay humble uh, gifs too many times. But yeah, hopefully things keep rolling well.
Thank you for
Yeah, the
having us.
WhatsApp group. No, 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 no. The WhatsApp group is something another great thing that we pleasure having around, because the banter that goes around over there, it's a nice, healthy banter which keeps ever entertaining, because we know we all live our regular lives, but at
Yeah,
least there is some laughter going across over there which can keep the mood healthy and light.
that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So,
Yes. So thank you once again, Gautam and Shivan, for joining us on this podcast, and wishing you all the best for your upcoming fixture in Game Week 9. And cheers to stay on top of the table.
Cheers.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.